having my morning coffee with some sugar-free hazelnut creamer that James got for me. It's pretty yummy. It's pretty yummy. I am a little bit of a mess this morning. I stayed up way too late last night. I was really sore yesterday from being up and down in the attic. There. It's a ladder. And so I had a bunch of stuff to take up there. And I did have the kids handing stuff to me. But there were some things that just had to be carried up. And I was the only adult around. And I had a desire to push myself and see what I could do, because I get these crazy hairs in my brain every now and then. I'm coming down with the sniffles too. It's annoying. Gonna take some vitamin C stuff, like Emergency and those kinds of things. But anyway, so I was up and down that ladder. Oh my God. And there was one moment where I thought, I'm in trouble. I was taking up this really heavy tote of sewing patterns. And that was scary. Because my arms, you know, where they just get like, you know, jello-y, because I was really stupid about it and like saved that, the heaviest thing, for last. And the attic, the entrance there, it gets narrower in a way the higher you go up, because of the structure of the ladder. Like the actual ladder, I guess it's not narrower, but what happens is at the top there's these like rods that are part of the spring mechanism, and so it does, like, the actual path gets narrower. Okay. And so I ended up having to use the top of my head, which now is like very tender, feels kind of bruised, which it probably is. I had to use the top of my head to balance the tote. I have this need to be independent, and especially as my body deteriorates more and more, I have this need to prove what I can still do. Is that healthy? I don't know. The weird thing is, it doesn't drive me to do the daily self-care or exercise that I need to do. Instead, it drives me to do these Herculean tasks that are just absolutely ridiculous and dangerous and really stupid things to do. I say it runs in the family, though, because my mom, my grandma, my grandpa, I mean, there's a long history of us doing this kind of nonsense and ending up injured. Oh, God. Yeah, my mom actually broke, like, her pelvis doing one of these silly things that, yeah. Anyway, I think she's mostly learned her lesson. I obviously have not. But yeah, I had a really close call with it. Whatever, day before yesterday. Getting that tote up there, because I just felt like my arms, they are giving out. I cannot push this tote this ½ inch, but I also can't go back down. So what the hell am I supposed to do? Well, that's where my head came in, you know, which then meant I was able to use my leg muscles to, like, you know, push up. And it worked. I got the damn thing up there, but blah, that was an adventure. I have been a little bit, I don't know, in a wacky place of late. From really high highs to really low lows. No, I am not bipolar. It's just this time of my life where things are wacky. And I'm like, for a few days, I am just feeling so motivated and excited, and I've got great things happening, with other things happening as well, but able to, you know, rise above and lift myself out of the, like I was talking about the other day, the pits of despair that you can easily fall into. But then inevitably there will be something of like a crash, because I've put so much into being up here and happy and embracing life and whatever. And that takes a lot of energy. And then, I don't know, maybe it takes too much energy. And so then I just crash. And then you add to that I am feeling a little under the weather. I'm only just now realizing as I'm hearing myself out loud. Yeah, I do sound So maybe it's more to do with just being under the weather than anything else, but we're definitely crashing. I have so much desire to go and do and see and be, to garden, to travel, to whatever. The desire is all there, but the actual doing, not as much. And why? Well, there's a reason I'm talking about the attic adventure. I am one who does not know how to pace myself. I once upon a time, in another life called my early 20s, I was a long distance runner. And I never did 100% master the art of pacing myself. I also was very deep in an eating disorder at the time. One that I struggle with to this day, but at the time, God, I was so deep in that. And so my brain was not in the right place, and I did have youth on my side. And I did crazy things, insane things, like very insane things. But a lot of that has carried over to today, and I haven't been able to 100% get away from, and that is just not able to pace myself. And so I'll do these crazy tasks for, hours, until my body just finally is like, I can't do anything. You're done. We're done. And then I'll spend a couple to a few days recovering, because my body is deteriorating and falling apart. And it is what it is. So I'll spend several days like this. And then what? Another big task. Okay, finally gonna get out in the garden. I'm watching Gardener's World. Wasn't that a wonderful episode? It was so good to see Monty Don and to be at Longmeadow. But anyway, you can find that on Prime if you get like an extra channel on there, one of the BBC channels. And then I was also able to find the episode for free on YouTube. I don't know if it's still available, because they do tend to take them down pretty quick, but you can usually catch it like the day after it actually airs on TV. But anyway, so I'm like, oh, I got to get outside. So I can already predict, I can tell you what is likely to happen. Unless I break this cycle, what is going to happen is probably like tomorrow maybe, I will be out in the garden going nuts, excuse me, chopping stuff down, using these arthritic, disastrous appendages until they literally lock up with my shears and clippers and secateurs. I'll be out there trimming all the dead stuff. I'll be out there pulling up all the weeds. Holy weeds. Good Lord, those things will survive the apocalypse. But I will be out there all day, soaking it up, the vitamin D, feeling the gardening vibes, getting all of that done, and then I'll be dead for the next however many days after that and not able to do a damn thing. Why? I don't know. This is my personality. This is my personality, and it's something that I, at times, have worked on correcting. Not recently. Much. I'm either all the way in or all the way out, all the way up or all the way down, and finding that happy medium is very difficult. A lot of that is in part due to different trauma and things in my life. Oftentimes it's out of necessity, but it's also just, it's a drive that I have that it's part of my kind of personality. So these are things we need to work on, because otherwise I guarantee you that is what's going to happen. I'm going to be watching my gardening videos and doing this dream planning of my 2023 garden tour of England. July 2023. That's when I'm doing it. July 2023. I've got to save up to really do it the way I want to, with the guided tours, all inclusive, and to fly the very necessary first class so that I can put my legs up and sleep through the whole thing so that I can actually walk during my trip. Yeah, I'm going to need like $15,000 or more. That's insane, especially as I'm trying to buy a car. But anyhow, it costs nothing to dream. So I've been looking at all these different tours that go, you know, they go everywhere. RHS Wisley or Whistley or Wisley, whatever, however you say it. Sissinghurst, all of it, okay, all of it. I'm doing all this dreaming, planning and plotting, looking on the, you know, the Delta website to look at the different flights and, you know, weather charts and foods I want to try and specific, you know, garden shows I want to go to and, you know, anyway, I'll be doing all this and watching, you know, Monty Don and Carol and everybody else. And I will end up out there in the yard, starting with the front yard, and I will wear myself completely the hell out. And then I'll be this again for the next many days. Yes, during my birthday month. It's so ridiculous. Why am I doing this? Why do I do this? I don't know. I don't know. There's reasons. I know there's reasons, but I'm not sure what they are. And I've had therapy. How much therapy have I done? Good Lord, the therapy I have done. And I don't know that that's an issue we've ever really gotten to the bottom of. I don't know. Maybe I never will get 100% to the bottom of it. Maybe it is something that I just have to learn to manage. So, all of this to say, I need to pace myself. I need to set limits, timers, which is so hard because once I get started on something, I get caught up in it and I just want to finish it or whatever. I do have an addictive personality that way. Not really to substances, except coffee. But I have to find a way. I have to do timers. I have to do limits. And I think the only way that is going to work is if I'm documenting it. If I'm being accountable to you guys. I think that's the only way. Yeah. So I am going to get out into the garden. Not today. Today I'm going to take a nap. I really need a nap. And I'm going to turn on the humidifier. And like I said, take my emergency and, you know, some different teas that are supposed to help for colds. Yeah, tea. And I don't like tea, but I don't like feeling like this either. And I'm going to do all that stuff that I'm supposed to do. And I'm going to spend some time this afternoon stretching. I'll try to record that in order to be accountable and actually make it happen. I'm going to do that so that tomorrow I can set a timer and go out and work in the yard. It's supposed to be beautiful weather. I just have to do it. So stay tuned. That is my plan. We'll see how it goes. Even in making my commitments, I'm up and down and up and down. What personality traits do you struggle with? Things that can be really good, you know, a fabulous blessing, but also at the same time, a curse. Tell me in the comments. I'm Julie. I'm on a health journey. It's all over the place. But hey, we are almost to 1,000 subscribers on here, which is so freaking awesome. So thank you all for that. And I'll see you tomorrow. Let's commit to that. I'll see you tomorrow in the garden with a timer on, getting a little done here, a little done there, working on pacing myself, not just with the garden, but with exercise and efforts and things in the attic, an hour at a time, or less, sometimes less. Because if you're doing a straight hour of up and down the ladder and up and down the ladder carrying stuff, that's not, no. So maybe for things like the attic, it's going to be like, 15 minutes at a time. This is what I have got to work on. This is what I am committing to work on for the next, let's say, week, is finding a balance, finding a good, healthy pace when it comes to all aspects. Time with my family, time with my kids, time for myself, sleep, activity, nutrition, exercise, all of it. Even Minecraft. Okay, that's what I've got for you today. Have a beautiful day. I'm gonna rest this. I'll see you soon.